Following President Biden's announcement of a new ceasefire proposal, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu did something he doesn't ordinarily do. He put out a statement on the Jewish Sabbath. Now, that statement said that Israel's conditions for ending the war with Hamas had not changed. These conditions are to destroy Hamas militarily and to remove its governing capabilities, to get the hostages, both the living and the dead, back into Israel, and to ensure that the Gaza Strip no longer poses a threat to Israel in the future. So one can only assume that what Netanyahu green lighted as far as a ceasefire deal goes, in his eyes, does not preclude Israel from fulfilling those war objectives. Now, Hamas's initial reaction to this proposal was to view it positively. They've yet to give an official overall response, but the hope now is that a deal can be done. That's certainly the hope of the thousands of protesters who again took to the streets of Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and other cities across Israel, begging, demanding that the Israeli government do this deal, that this is the real deal, that they get it across the line so that those hostages can be brought back into Israel. The reaction from the far right ministers in Netanyahu's governing coalition has been somewhat less positive in the sense that predictably, because they've said this time and time again when other deals have been close, they have said that this deal would be tantamount to a surrender to Hamas, that it would be reckless, they wouldn't support it, and they would pull their parties out of the government, causing it to collapse. Now, a deal could still get across the line with the support of opposition parties, but certainly that will be something else preying on Netanyahu's mind, that if he does do this deal and his far right ministers leave the government, then he could very well be out of office, because if elections are held, opinion polls suggest that he would be turfed out of office. Now, at the same time as that's happening, talks are set to take place in Cairo on Sunday between Egypt, Israel, and the United States to try to get the Rafah border crossing between Gaza and Egypt reopened. It's been closed by the Egyptians ever since Israel took control of the border crossing. Egypt saying it can't guarantee the security of the drivers of humanitarian aid trucks. But the result is that no humanitarian aid has been getting through the Rafah crossing, and all the humanitarian aid that was getting through the Kerem Shalom crossing between Israel and the Gaza Strip has also been severely disrupted because it's also come under attack from Hamas. The result of that is that far too little humanitarian aid has been getting into the Gaza Strip over the past few weeks, and the hope is that these talks will resolve that. They'll reopen the Rafah crossing, and more humanitarian aid will begin to flow back into the Gaza Strip, where it is sorely needed. Elliot Gotkin, CNN, Tel Aviv.